다 그래서 양자 꿀론지 봄데스 자라 다 드린 꿀론지 가자 버려나 드린 참로다 남배게 따룹시에 드린 따룹데스 동반이시 동반 동반이 데스나 야고요 레벨은 뭐 칸데 레벨 데스 동보스나 야고요
So, first of all, we're going to set the motivation. So, we should focus today, we're going to be focused on talking about the view, the Buddhist view. So, in particular, we're going to be talking a lot about emptiness, right? So, it's good to talk about emptiness. It's good to empty our brains a bit because it's a little bit full.
제가 드린 단다 다 낭베 따둑 년제로 년야데 아니 수수 선바 상고치 선바 수수 셈디 상하로 다야 당 아니 수수 셈디 다 상하로 스나레 셈디 뉴버체로 당제로 뉴버체로 다야 셈 상하로 지야 돼 라니 지금 단다 많이 봐 셈지 셴라 펜바치야 체드 아니게디 진짜디 닝기여 천지 뭐다 그런 데지 제나 디기어 지단단데 칙치 디콘라 도사르 산제주는 소리 쇼나가 전주버다는 계속 치스다 다 진소지 받는다 이 돌아빈지 생기
For the benefit of others. This should be your motivation. The motivation should be to benefit all sentient beings. So this is why you're listening to emptiness, not for your own benefit, but rather for the benefit of all sentient beings.
다 진짜디 계제 보니라 셈디 셈디 다다월 되고 저런 셈 다다월 거나 되고 셈 다다월 거 간데 되고 산다 나단다 낭베기다 다루부터기 계제디 닝기 예스와 타조 디 닝기 예 상가 단다 디 닝기 예 강바디 나랑나랑 셈디 아니 계제디 닝기 예 스타디 니 배배 잡아디 가르를 시기나 된. 그 가르를 시도이나 된로 미쳐서 시도스디. 그 가르를 시기나 심디 어디 가라 샤도 지나. 아니 야구요 봐. 심디 다들 가면 샤지. 녀야 되고 신다. 계산 직제에서 다른 쇼베 직제다 계산 등장에만 발라발라 그래서 상마스 제우나 아니 야구 녀도 말아 당아 산인 직제보다 직제 마음 발든데 제고 셈주도 디간 만도체 단다 주주 직대 체가 면제시 디나가 셈디 수부 대원님도 셈디 딜라 대투이나 아니 진짜 녀기 셈랑에서 태야당 진짜 녀버디 셈나라 아니 녀투야 전부 대투야 편도신 뭐 요레스
So now, your job here is to listen. So to do this, you have to keep your mind in the present moment. So how do we go about doing this? Well, you need to make this commitment, like really strongly, that I'm going to listen to these teachings on the Buddhist Shoe. I'm here to listen. I'm really here to listen to whatever this Tibetan monk has to say. Whatever this strange man says to me, I'm definitely here to listen to it, right? So it's good to have this focus. We shouldn't be thinking about what happened this morning or yesterday or any of that blah, blah, blah. And also in the future as well, like thinking about what's happening tomorrow and so forth. We should forget all about that. For the next hour and a half, your body's definitely here. You want your mind to stay here as well and focus on what's being said.
다이네 먼저 kumshi 여인다 심디 야조 마조 야조 마조 대고 말해 될라 갖고 여래 걸래라요 말데.
So unfortunately, we do have this habit of the mind wandering off back and forth and so on. It's very hard to keep it in the present moment. Right? This is not easy to do. So in order to help with that, we'll do a bit of breathing meditation. So now, as you breathe in all the thoughts of the past, breathe in all the stress, anxiety, and all of that stuff. So bring that all in. And as you breathe out, let all of that go. So then do that again. So we repeat this 5 times. So as you breathe in, bring everything in, and as you breathe out, let it all go. Do that 5 times.
다 단다. 다 대ව 찾아는 봐진. 다 단단하네. 나 선배. 다다다 앞에 교인스 와. 나랑 상마 교래 다 상마 못 당신아. 다들 뒤주대. 나랑 수직을 강해요 말아.
So now, forgetting about the past, you should think you're very happy in the present moment. If we actually think about it, we are happy now. We don't have any difficulties or problems.
다디네 마음바 참마야 수텐와 산이나니 가지고 참마 수텐데 파당 야나 마음 된 장강아 대체 뒤차서는 야 심지 다다가 다당아베 기울에다 간도 상마에 오는 기울어 간도 수직을 다다 이 강바디나랑 간도 강해요 말봐.
So now breathe in, do the same, the 5 times, but this time breathing in all the thoughts of the future and breathing, as you breathe out, let them go. Do this 5 times, and when this 5 times is complete, just rest in the present moment and, feel very happy, because when we think about it, actually now we don't have any difficulties or problems, and we should be very happy.
다 단다 거네 앞에 nga랑 거네 메제디 겨우 상부이 돈바 좀 닌데 아니 최순 장교 다와 딘중 거 동반이 있고 어디냐지 메제디 라오데 겨우 상부이 전제 아니 저랑도다 somebody 최냐기 강라야 셈디 샤도 저거랬어.
So, you should now feel very fortunate that, you're able to receive these teachings of Shakyamuni from coming down from the great kindness of Shakyamuni Buddha on this view of the Buddhist view. So this is a wonderful opportunity, and you should really recognize how fortunate you are to have this opportunity.
당도 기생 dundaang 마도 와다 계자 준대기 거라 낭주게 낭배 추게 다 내가 장맥이 디믹도 들어와 계제 셰 디믹디 가르스나 준대 유당 제외 남샤디 다 낭배 추기 디믹 레스다 와 디믹디 다리 가르 디믹디 가르간 삼다 왔으나 다 낭배 추디 다워디 중다 저와 처음에 기생 저와 처음에라 간다 아니 신 계제 셰다 지금 심지 신기 나랑 디기 상마 심지 신라 되는 연구도 아니 즉 동에서야 돼 규단 제망고라 되는 연구도 대화라야 돼 규단 제망고라 되는 연구도 제전 다 심지 신라야 참바단 제와도 데이터 돌아가는 거다 저와 처음에 어디 윤당에마다 이코노 도세 말이야 와 다들이 낭배수지 따오딘 중다 아주 두무 많이 봐라 낭배게 좀 많이 봤다 데이터라 아니 규단 제외 삼로되게 아니 따오딘 중부터 동반이 돌아야 삼로 당당 돌아야 당은 주시 돌아 어디 드린다 라징이 피진 디간을 셰어 레스타로.
So as we said last time, understanding this cause and effect is the key, right? It's the key to developing your understanding. So when we talk about this, we have the view of dependent origination and the conduct of non-harming. So the cause and effect is the key to understanding both of these. So both has... all right, so it's the Buddhist key to understanding both of these. So when we talk about this, we have the two. We have the view of dependent origination and the conduct of non-harming. So we look at these when all our happiness and suffering comes about due to causes and conditions, right? And through these understanding these causes and conditions, we can see what we could use these to develop our conduct, our view, our loving kindness and compassion, which is the key to which results in the conduct of non-harming. So we talked about this last time. So this time we're going to talk about the view. So through understanding cause and effect, you can then come to understand the view of dependent origination.
디더랑아서 뚝스젠 채나야고요. 당보 대전라오데 대전 시시하고 대전 시 이제 당보도 가라서나 다 동니디 동부준년데 롱라 되네 마 용단 직체로 안데네 다 동니사데 아니 릭베토네 동반이 여바데 직급로 다 롱다 릭베토네 되베 네 동반이데 가르했다 해봐 가르했어 농르기 되베 동반이데 가르했다 대전 숨차로도 안데 제라 동진이 준전되지 동반이지 다 동반이데 시에네데 시바데 다디 수수게 총을 그나가 니만님의 상문단단나라 자당 내가 이제 시간 마시나 하고서
시베디 그래.
당보디 시바데 냠내 니마지 냠내시다
Okay, right.
총을 강에 강 총을 간에 데일리 간다 데일리 와 오늘 리얼 라이프 간이야 아니 컨디스 최고 유명당 근데 팬도 그거도 유명해요 시에시나 아디진 시도지 마 시에나니 저랑도 디디디스니 하고 용으로
Okay. So when we talk about this view, first of all, we look at it in terms of 4 characteristics. So there's the scriptures are based on this, which comes from the teachings of the Buddha. Then there's the reasoning, the reasonings behind through understanding this view. And then what is this view itself? We look at, and then the practice, how to bring this into practice or how to make it meaningful and beneficial in your daily life. So these are the 4 aspects we look at.
다 당보디 롱데레 와 야 롱데라 데시는 롱 다 책제디 교나 룸디셰 다 룸로 저르텔 룸로 로규도 싫어 로규도 로규디 가래라이나 네 그거 샤르보 샤르보 당 안에 잔주선바 참바당 그래서 다 계절 파지 계절로 시대다 쭉 들린다고 하던데 제로 먼저 초보된 초보닝보던데 파지 정거로 봐 근데 좀 되어 갈라 아니 잔주선바 아니 이 샤르부게 아니 참발라야다 살루장배 도세시 살루장배 도세시 살루장배 도세시 다 라이스 가서
Rice, sun,
yeah,
rice seedlings. Okay, rice seedling.
디 살루장배 도세. 다디 도디 컨데 총으로서 참박이 셔르볼 트디네. 다 셔르베데 말로 규디 시고 따로.
So first we'll have a little bit of a historical tale about this time when there was this Shariputra and the Bodhisattva Maitreya were like having a discussion. So they were very old friends, and they had this discussion, and through this came about what's called the Rice Seedling Sutra. So first, to understand this, we should talk a little bit about the history of Shariputra. That's Shariputra's history.
제가 도마 좀 낸데 아니 락베나라 자장마스네 데게 자장고요로 어디여다 데게베 대충스와 데게베 대충스와 다 도슬라는데 데게베 대충 베나 살류 장과는 데게 단다 자옹고부들 때네 데 용고요레스 데 데고레스 어디게베 대충스라라 다디체디 직제들의 수 덴진도와 총화와 수 덴진도와 총화 통화디 아니 최통그레스 수 덴진도와 총화디 아니 최통그레스 수 최통화디 아니 수 덴진도와 총화 통화디 아니 최통그레스 수 최통화디 아니 산제토그레스 야 더바스티 기르야 야 저런 찍되면 돼 디엔도 와이르다 수 덴진도와 총화 통화디 최통그레 수 최통화디 산제통세 찍되었대 찍되 롱데다 되죠
Okay.
수 덴진도와 총화 통화디
So this verse we're talking bhikshus, whoever sees dependent arising sees the Dharma. Whoever sees the Dharma sees the Buddha.
that did long did.
So that was anyway, like this thing is about when this basically from this produces that. This is this talk about dependent arising, and then it brings on this quote: "Bhikshus, whoever see dependent arising sees the Buddha. Whoever sees the Dharma. Whoever sees the Dharma sees the Buddha."
that is long 좀 된데 랑송바디 탄다데레 된제 다들 개와 셔거든요 망고요.
Mm.
다디제 다디 롱디 디디고제 다디네 디 고물로 자와시라나라야 네 디여와 간제 딘주 마이베 초가요 마이 디진 동모 마이베 초가요 마이 사지도
Mm-hmm.
어다 디레 간제 딘주 마이베 초요 말았다
Yep.
데네 조 마이게 초가나다 춘 교요 말 찍레직 땡땡 교마지 마덴바 라옹 그 코나랑 랑게토 간직 둡된제 찍아요 말았다
Right. So, as Nagarjuna also said, without dependent arising, the varied phenomena could not be said to exist. And without emptiness, or the varied phenomena could not be said to exist. So, what's meant by this is that there's not one single phenomena that exists from independently or from its own side. It all exists as dependent origination, or it all exists on the basis of dependent origination.
다 롱데 되고 다 롱배 망고여래 와. 다 롱망고 타는데는 디니니 도다 된저 니체. 다 롱망고 되죠. 다 리베도 그라 김진 삼단지 두고다. 동반이 있어야 돼. 된중사 다와 된중사야 돼. 리베도 다 김진 되는 삼단 와.
So, there's many scriptural references relating to this or regarding this, right? So there's many sutras about it. So you can't obviously list them all, but we've stated a couple of those, and now we'll move on to looking at the reasoning behind it. So this is talking about this view, the logic or the reasoning behind this view.
다 간데도 그러잖아. 다 배나 된데래로. 두수 창마 찍을 찍 땡데 뭐지 마덴바 두 당은서 계신 군대가 남자 셔와. 너무 산이 당보 당 땡데 락바드 셴고. 땡데를 락바드로 땡데 락바 배나 다 뭐 가리이나 아니 배나 디레스 가자. 초 가리이나 배나 두제가 초이나야 규단 되고라. 드부스니데 규메나 드부야요 말했다. 두제 인치제라 규징해와 등원도 송그래. 융아만 건데 마서만 드부야요 말했다. 드부야요 말다. 나랑서 찍된다로 봐. 뭐 가리이네. 배나데 법연한 게 추디 간에 중을 해서나 네 중 추고 당기네 중 잡았다는데 추중도도도 제 유망고 열어. 야 메도드 간에 저래 메도가 쓰는다는데 아 메도가 쓰는데 가지네 야야야 되래. 아 도도도도도 제대. 뒤제 추 간제제네 규매벌 중된 저거 뒤제다. 뭐스 요 통하고랑 요 맞당한 정도 락바도 저. 근데 김제래도 하고 군대리 가시는 거 무슨 요에 줍도 그러더라. 무슨 통도 그러대.
So, how do we understand this? Well, like everything is basically mutually dependent. Everything depends on something else and vice versa. So this is a rough way of understanding, but basically any impermanent or compounded phenomena is a cause and effect relationship. So nothing exists without having causes, right? So, for example, just looking at this cup, there's many causes that came together to bring about like the soil and the rain and various, and you can go back and back and back a long way to the various multitudes of causes that produce this cup. And it's the same with a flower or any phenomena, any impermanent phenomena. Nothing comes about without cause.
So, 군대에 내가 기승어만에 셔봐. 군대에 디미그레스로 디미. 유당 제부 남샤데 야고시나 땡데라고 신자 당다. 봐. 군대 남샤데 군대라고 하셔 가지고 무슨 거 통고요. 군대 들어와. 근데 군대에 무슨 거 통고래. 배나면서 수수 칼라 야고지 서비나 갈래접 배 nhập 야고접 집자 야고스 꿀론 야고케 칼라 야고스나 아니 칼라 신부용 것도 칼라서디 신부용 것도. 그래서 장마 아니지 칼라 집자 야고도 소니 그 서버도 좀 단단다 하고 봐. 무슨 배나 매도가 선지 마다 추접 류접 매도야지 장망한서 미기 수수 녀에 밀게지 되고 말이 수수하고 그때 때로 무슨 거 녀어 무슨 거 녀에도
So, as we said before, this cause and effect understanding is the key to understanding many things, and even understanding on a gross level becomes the key becomes the basis for deepening in our understanding. So this gross level of cause and effect we can see very easily, right? And we're all familiar with this. So, for example, we know that if you want to make a meal, you need the proper if you have a good motivation and good ingredients and follow a good recipe, then you can produce a delicious meal. And various experiences are like that. Like we can see this gross level of of cause and effect from our direct experience. Like everybody understands that.
제단다 추 가리네 찌글찌글 파스 땡네 투데요 그래서 다 남백이 추 배나 속도 있나 속도 저이나 남바 산제베 추 아니 뒤제 제로 감 종아시 종아 감투로 상관 중하면 감투로 감투 사추 메롱 남바 남시 감투를 되는 아주 풍고도 감투를 되는 도데레 감리레나라야 아니 종아 사추 메롱 숙티로 렉자 이동아 뒤제 제로 진짜게 아니
Gonna die Sachu Melung Zug.
숙티로 렉자 숙티로 렉자 제요 이거 맞지 그러다인다
Yep, take that.
숙티로 렉자 좀 딜라 뒤제 제도
Yep.
어디고 두대요 다디 두단데 남바 산제베 망차가다 속 두단데 속 락베 두단데 루시 좀 싫어 어디 디 켈린 치고 왔다라
Right. So from all compounded phenomena, such as form and so forth, you can say that they have. You can talk about in terms of 8 compositions or 6 elements. So the 6 elements are earth, fire, wind, water. So earth, wind, water, and then space and mind, right? So that makes the 6. You can also talk it in terms of 8 compositions, which is the 4 elements of earth, fire, wind, and water, and then form, smell, taste, and tactile sensation as well.
어디제 되네 아니 뭐 두단도서 가리어라는 베나수 말한저나 베나 탭디로 봐 탭디 안저 데 코카가 된교시 통고다 봐 가가 대딩주스 통고다 그죠 맞아봐 대대주스 통고다 미키와 안저 미시드 록바 딩고에 내주도 그죠 잡대데 디나게 탭직나라 düzen 참모도서 상와 그 그죠 잡베 에람도 그죠 잡베 베데 깨지 베데 코 대베 두즈 가가라 대야 형 말한저 심나라 근데 가가 대대고 나오셔라면 뭐에 내주도 베 그죠 잡제 베 로인자 아니 깨지 요르든 저게 아니 미다버레서 다디 시기요로 왔다 제단디 뭐랑 시로디 도단로디 뭐에 내주디 그죠 잡지 찍찍 파즈 그죠 잡제 대우미시지게 대신에 요도고 제단다 모던 콘트 피직도 콘트다 디날 띵기도 가서 나가서 뭐 그래 시고디나 따라 안 뒤제도 그죠 잡대요 통고더라 디모 대나서단다 차다 제시에도 헤비트에다는데 차다 제시에 미신지도 차지도 명관한데 차다 제시에도 디나한테는 차다서 먼저는 차의 취난신지 구조 맞아야 제 참마 뺏 구조 좀 뺏던데 대대요 그래서 그 란신이 영어에서 구조 잡지 깨지 이거도 대딩이 차디요 제단데 아니 찍을찍 땡제 파즈 찍을찍 땡 찍슈도 구조 잡지 대대요라고 란신데 이나 먼저 간대 통고여서는 구조 맞잡된 것이 나와셔고로 투로 미시도 원시도 투로라
So the way the way we perceive compounded phenomena, and the way they exist is something quite different. Like we perceive this book as something solid and static, but in reality, it's constantly moving. Like it's the atoms within the book and so forth are constantly moving, but our consciousness doesn't see that. It's actually mistaken the perception that we have. We don't really see the changing nature of it, which is the reality of the phenomena. It's constantly moving, right? And quantum physics has now started to, understand this. Also, they have much technology, like you have microscopes and so forth, that you can really actually see this things moving about and so forth. Like when you, for example, put blood under a microscope, to us it looks like just like a liquid, but when you look at it, there's many microscopic beings and so forth moving inside there. But we perceive it as just like something like solid and not moving and unchanging. So this is a mistaken view that we have.
And then that yerwa tumbling show si korje lungna korje dedera lungu jingona korje speed show rodega ina nganzo semla na de was now shagora ko ina bet speed show joguredo hal leve jogu korje rodega
Right. So even this planet that we live on like this planet Earth is constantly moving. Like it's actually moving very fast as it rotates around the sun. Like it travels a tremendous distance. But we don't have any perception of this. We think that we're actually staying completely still.
아니 알아서 수부 때때나시 교도 되고 게지 교도 되고
Mm.
이는 안저 다 당지고 한게 찍버려 인세 안도 심나라 로춘주 인테 로뉴슈 나로 진주 이 된대거라 이나 거스 구제 잡도 교도 되거라
Yeah.
디 첩서다
So also our body is constantly changing, right? Like our body's constantly changing, but we don't perceive this due to self-grasping. Somehow in our minds we sort of stay at 20 years old, right? And never, even though our body ages, in our minds we don't seem to get any older.
진짜 쌤게 진짜다 뭐니 진이
Yeah.
로바도다
So this what our mind holds on to, and the reality of the situation is something quite different.
야디나시 되는 지금 링보스야디 통동라 되는 링보 차로요.
Right.
약볼라야디 독자연의 야고 차로. 아니 닝제볼라야디 동에디 연의 닝제고 차고로 하고 다도스 지금 되제 파주 샤면서 마도가 샤요 맞지?
Right. So then also we can say all phenomena rely on other phenomena, right? So in order to have long, you need to have something that's short. In order to have beauty, you need to have ugliness and so forth, right? It doesn't exist in that way independently. It's reliant on other phenomena to be perceived in that way.
다 도스잖아요. 거래 지난데 릭베도다 망보여래와 릭베도다 망보여래다. 네, 땡땡임베 균진지 다 동반이 두비아디 약쇼래다. 땡중임베 균진지와 균진지를 땡네 두고라. 균진 양다고 질래 땡네 두고라. 지난데 땡땡임베 균진도 다 땡땡들라. 땡땡시야 칙들라. 땡중시야 칙들라. 아니 코전다 남바 산제베게 다 다당한서 남바 산제베 따르시고 인자 남바 산제베게 두두 아니 칸데 유메디 대진 숨미어라 디갈 마시 제 균zen기 아니 땡중임 바동 땡중임베 균zen기 동바레스 두샤베나 대야고요.
So there's a lot of also this reasoning, and it's very valid. But when we talk the way it's most clearly presented or clearly reasoned out is in this. We talk about dependent origination or dependent arising. So this is a very solid. It's based on a very solid reasoning, very clear reasoning. And when you want to present this dependent origination, there's three designated or characteristics or presentations, you could say.
당보다 가래라나 데부 줄라 템바드레 데부 줄라 때는 총으로스 데부 신이티 인지 미지 규지요레스 베나 먼저 레라고 샤비나 먼저 쇼여라 요가데요라 요가데 가네시나 오마르 되네 총으로 그 오마디 가네제 어르스나 아니 바줄라 되네 총으로 와 바주고 오마데 가서나 아니 잘라 되네 또 신네다 규신이 질라 되네 데부 용거여 바데 데 남보산지베 둡다 치라모 도데바 셈잠바 menjege ta debujul dine chungwa de dik 왔다.
So this first of these three is that results depend upon causes or come about through the causes. So present this in an easy to understand way. If we take yogurt, for example, so yogurt, you need milk as the main cause for that, and the main cause for milk is the cow, and then the cow is well, no, I don't know main cause, but it sustains itself on grass and so forth, and you can go backwards and backwards and so forth, like that. And all four Buddhist tenet systems hold that to this view that all results depend upon a cause.
Oh,
okay. The Great Exposition School, the Sutra School, the Mind Only School, and the Majjhimika School.
debu gyula dine chungwa gyusinyi dimena debu yungu yoma woma mena ane woma la dine chungwa shodi yoma resta di la wora.
So you could say that there were 6 of these tenet systems. So the Great Exposition School, the Sutra School, the Mind Only School.
6 5.
Oh, sorry, 5. The Great Exposition School, the Sutra School, the Mind Only School, the the God. Autonomous School and the Consequent School are the two of the middle way school. So when you split those into two, then you come up with 5. So the first 3 of these, the Great Exposition School, the Sutra School, and the Mind Only School, they all hold that results depend upon causes. So they all state that if there's no cause, then there's no effect, right? So if there's no mother, then there'll be no child. If there's no fire, then there'll be no smoke. So these 3 hold that view.
콘도도서 규 나마 망볼레 되네 총으로 샘게 단다 스트레스 다 앵자이티 다 디프레션도서 규 망볼레 되네 총으로 봐 나란저 릴레이션십도서 규 망볼레 되네 총으로 다 두절라 삼다나 야고요 남바산제베 먼저 최대 만자 샘 나라 단고요로 다 치기 빼도서 냐자마데 수수기 강에도서 아니 규 가르레 되네 총으로 규 가져도 된데 삼단도 이나
So everything we experience, including stress and anxiety, all of this comes about due to many causes. So it's good if we understand and think about those, because we're always going to face difficulties in our life. But if we understand that these come about due to causes, and then understand these causes, and then we can work with them to help to develop our situation or change our situation.
디질라데 아니 규망볼레데 내용 요러와 유카르레데 내용도 디질라데 그 유일레데 총어지르면 시지게 디질라지 당분에 도도 용된 게지 요 말. 디질라데 그 데르와 셰버로가 셰와 초아레 초아 디질라데 아니 동일라데 초아레 초아
So
동일라데 말이
this happiness also comes about due to many causes, right? So it's good to understand, it's good to recognize what this happiness is. So this happiness is a feeling in the mind, right? And also suffering also is a feeling in the mind. So this is how we define these happiness and suffering.
다데 데부줄드네 총아디 디진여체 다 대상 딜라 삼로다는데 아니 다 유세야 돼 데울드네 총어레서 유세야 돼 데울드네 총어레서 먼저 아마차야 돼 보고 요벌드네 아마차고 요러거라 보고면은 아마차고 말하고 반모질 보고면 보고 요는 바와차고 요러 대난시 메도데 메도 다 알레베티 디그리다
Okay. So also then we say that all results come from a cause, but also all causes come about from a result, right? As well. So this is a mutual view. So for example, if there's no child, then there would be no mother, right? Just as without a mother, there's no child. Also, if there's no child, you couldn't say that person, there wouldn't be a mother either.
어디나지? 다 디네 대자마세다. 아니 차실을 되네 두. 다 디즈니워디 차실을 되네 두. 레스페나서 네 베나 베나 도스라나데 담모 모델라 차시로 모다 베샤 모다와 칸. 모다데 당고 줄을 되네 컴퍼니다. 덴델네 총화 티시운데 아니 다 엔지니어다. 데 망고 여러 규제 망고 여러. 이 소다게 소에 소미드즈 줄을 되네 총화다 하고라. 다 모두 그런 게 뒤나 아니 모두 콜로다 엔진다 투제다 콜로다 말라다 두두 상마 뭐 차셔라고 될 때네 아니 모다스다 죽고다고 뒤냠디 차셔 망볼라 때네 모다스다 죽고다디 모다대야고요.
So now a good example is a car. We can easily see how a car is made up of many parts, and these come about, first the company has to make it, and it needs to be designed, and then all the parts needed to be constructed. And when all of these come together, like exist simultaneously in the same place, then we can actually posit that as a car, right? So this car is a very good example of this dependent origination.
다 드네 차셰 템바체 다 숨바데 가레스나 네 민경 민게 바다고 다 민게 다데 누가 쳔보래 바 싱부스션죠 다 싱부스션죠레 민사 칼라야 데다 민잠지레 메시지게 민 딜바 민사 샤르메지 디나네 니야요 맞다 네 레레레 제가도는 니야요 맞다
So then we also want to look at it in terms of the designation or the naming, right? Or you could say labeling or naming, and say that it's merely labeled, merely named, something like that. And when you look for the object itself, you can't actually find it. It's not something that's findable.
어다 디레 다디 줌진 데 숨라 때네 네 동반이 있어야 되는 다 고된 작으로
Right, so based on these three reasonings, that's how you come to understand.
베나 가레라 이제 베나 먼저 다도스 모다 코나가라 삼다로 저 곰제에서 전화야 오이서 다 전화서는
Okay,
이게
so
뭐
maybe-
오셔 데데스 곰제
Yeah, it's probably good if we do a bit of meditation now.
게 세장제 전서 심나 레벨나
Yeah, so maybe your brains are getting a bit like stressed or overloaded at the moment, so clear them out a bit.
다 당고 옥주모 우링스 다 우링 파다 장강아저로
So now do 5 long breaths in and 5 long breaths out.
다이저런서 모터 곰쇼
So now, do you want to meditate on a bit of a calf? for a bit?
가가데 저런서 뒤지 비지 제단한데 그래 야베가 expensive 된데 먹으면서야디 지명아든데 거에서 되게 전부 차냐 그래
But don't think of a car that's too fancy that you like too much, because then you might get caught up in the car and the attachment to the car.
심볼처럼 심볼
Yeah, just like a basic car.
이제 뭐라지야 상다 뭐라디 간의 중도 이삼다 뭐라디 간의 중도
So now think about the car and think, how did it come about? How did this car come about?
뭐라든 심볼들의 여러 당부 총간에 가 묘사 수수 간의 수수 그런 상황을 뭐라 여러와 대가나야 상당히 미직드는 녀여다 저는 미직드는 녀 콜라 간의 중오래 거기는 녀여데 간의 녀여의 컴퍼니 더 사바이나 컴퍼니네 카두카들레 되면은 고 거르자 망고스 거르자 블레레 지체되다 고 주망고 뭐 지라 아니 고 잘라도 레레레레 딕제 아니 그 딕제 서다 도즈체네 아니 뭐라도 중오래서 다 삼로 딜레고 여러고
So, you know, we all, probably most of us, all of us own a car, right? So if you think about how, if you bought a car, then how did this come about? So if it was a new car, how did the company who you bought it from, how did they make it and transport it and so forth, all of these things. And if it's an older car, then all of this happened, but also, you know, it got driven around and it got worked on and all of this kind of thing. So in this, you know, you need to think about all of you know, the conditions that came together to bring about the car.
That is a massive. Tunyambe, the colo tang, engine tang, bagua tang, good job. To the mango, gelatine, the modala, the chungdera, Tunyam, Chashel Timberita.
So, think about it, how all of the parts that make up a car, the wheel and the engine and all of that, how these all came together. Think about that.
다들 민감 다감 되네 다 숨바디 간데 삼다서는 다 모두 제다 이거 말이잖아 모두 거다 그럼 모두 거의
So if you then you think about it in terms of being merely labeled, right? Because if you actually search for that thing that is car, you can't actually find it. It's not findable.
세상다 망부 커 차셔라 때네 내가 칼게다 모다게 내가 치툼니들라 아니 모다 스타파 민다셔 요즘에
So, like, when you think about a car, it's about a collection of all these parts and the work of all the individuals who constructed it and made all the parts and so forth coming together. And on that, you can, that's what we would label a car. But actually, to find this, like, solid entity that is car, you can't actually find it.
제가 ngoyone 주소로 reality 디 가려려나 다 망보질레 떼네 차체 망보질레 떼네 춥된 조직 차대요 그래서
So when we talk about this, the reality of the situation is that due to many factors coming together, dependent on many causes and conditions coming together, that's the car, what we label car, comes about.
다 삼로 뒤에 ngoyone 주듯이 당은저 뒤에 그냥 내 모터스라다 미지기 다 저런 모델라 this accident 제비나 예 모델라 슈즈 삼단데 모델 샤이르 다 뒤뒤베 모델 단단한 도와지데 베 규단진 칸라 때메게 라온에 주든지 자자자던 뭐 저처는 컴퍼니다 총간다 근데 베트 삼로 매든 주 단단한 지 도와지 매직 도스 단제 야 주든지 요소를 삼르나라 네 카르라디 삼단다는데 지어다
However, this is not how we relate to things. So, for example, for the car, if you have an accident, then you have this very strong idea of my car, right? Like my car's been in an accident and it's damaged and so forth. So we see it in this very solid way. We don't like recognize it as something that's come together as a construction of many parts and causes and conditions and things coming together to build this. We have this very, in our mind, the way we perceive car is something very independent and solid and existing from its own side.
다 모더디 룩스 삼로 나와샤요인데 모더 코랑은 자자자다 뭐 듣된 거죠. 나와샤 나와디 용거를 당한 줄 템버토디 템버토스고다. 유거랑은 템버토스고라다디 유거랑은 자자자다 뭐야 듣된 거지. 나도 나와셔고 여러가 모더 삼타임디로.
So notice something wrong on it or
Yeah.
So when what this is called is this appearance of existing from its own side. When we think about the car, it has this very like this. The view we hold is something that exists from its own side, not something that comes about through many causes and conditions and is a composition.
다디 진스나나 나와셔 진나. 다 모더 템버토스베 딘지레.
So when we grasp onto this view, when we grasp onto this appearance, then that's what we call the grasping at the self of the car.
다디 먼저 쌤 그 나와 샤단데 봐. 나와 샤오는 짐벌. 다 ngoy 내주디 당기 삼단다데. 당기 뭐 삼다. 유단 젠다 컴바니다 망부 질라 때네 두데도 와. 이나 먼저 쌤 나라 나와 샤단 가르스나. bet logar다. bet loga지 단다 다로에 베데 지 도와지도 dob도 나 유랑원에 두든 저러지 다 아니 베데 나와 샤든 게지 나와 형거다. 디 지난 먼저 쌤 나게 나와 샤단은 진단당 ngoy 주디니데 두스로데다.
Right. So this comes about a disparity or a discrepancy between the way we hold things to exist and the way they actually exist. So we hold them as existing from our inside, truly existent or whatever. And in reality, they arise as a dependent origination, right? As dependent arising. So then the way we hold them to exist and the way they actually exist is bad luck is like extremely opposite, like really opposite. I don't know how else to translate it. It's like, yeah, maybe you could say super opposite. I guess.
Pardon 전부 다 알아. 지발. 그래서 다디 이제 된대게 먼저 셈 나라야다. 모더스 나와샤요 이제 이랑은 또 나와샤로. 다디 제우로 디 제니 많이 와디 아니 모데딩게 디 제니 많이 와디 모데딩게 동반이다. 동반이 있어야 돼. 디 나와샤오디 파 제제제나 디니에요 말로. 디 많이 와타거라.
Okay.
모데딩게 동반이래.
So this truly existent thing that appears to our mind, when we search for this and can't find it, then that's what we say emptiness is, right? When we look, so the emptiness of the car would be looking for this appearance of car, this truly existing from inside appearance of car, and not finding it, then that's the emptiness of car.
도게 칙데도 마통원이 통한 담반이 있어도 마통원 통한 담바래. 그래서 마통원 가르스나 모더 랑원에 투어디 제제제는 니에요 말대. 이 많이버 다랑 아니 다 모델링 동반 일이 되래.
Right. Okay. This is like literally translated. There's this thing saying by not seeing is the final seeing in the sutras, but like in Tibetan, just the side thing, the poetry, like using this different meaning of the words is part of their poetry. In English, using the same word a lot is seen as something different. So, but anyway, but the final by not seeing is the final seeing, and what this means is when you don't find this truly existent aspect and you recognize that, then that's seeing. That's the view.
다 델라 삼는다야데 당보 당보 유단 대위기 삼는다나야 고요. 다디 먼저 조단을 제 당먼저 대전 시버디다. 다스 daily practice 나로.
Right. Okay, so now when we talk about the fourth aspect, how to bring this into your daily life and your daily practice.
다 당보들라와 말아서 수수 강해로 가래 니기 중매의 날에 강해 중매의 날에 당보 이 간의 중도와 규간의 중도 상담이나 아니 규디나라 베나 relationship이 날에 다 동해 날에 다 가래 담아리고라고 가래 예매이나 아니 네 유야야 되는 유디 수수수도나 아니 가서 밀어롱대요 말아봐 아니 데이터 나랑 서버 인상 수수수에 데이터 수수 동에디 계주를 수수 계주를 매주 밀어 라요 말하고 와 제가 디인도 디 삼도 단도 보이나 샘기 동에다 강에디 쳐로 딴거 말 샘. 다디 나랑 그 농류를 해야지 데레샤스니 하고용으로 하고.
So when we talk about like happiness and problems or difficulties that we face in our life, how do they come about? What are the causes for these? So they might be interpersonal relationships or difficulties in various things. So the first thing we need to recognize is that, we produce our own situation. Whatever experience we create, we produce the causes for this, and then we produce our own situation. So by recognizing this and taking ownership and responsibility for our own situation, then automatically our suffering goes down.
This funny history there, funny history. One father, he has one child. He's 10 years old, and then something happened. He's gangba leg or leg gangba
Yeah, leg.
leg something happened, and father and his son went in the hospital, and then when doctor said I think need son leg need cut, cut. And father don't want to cut. And the son said, oh, no problem, it's okay, cut. And father said, if you cut your leg, in your life a lot of difficulties. And son says, oh, father, difficulty is something delicious food. Difficult is very good eating or something. And father said, uh, difficult is not eating. If you cut your leg, then after then you understand difficult. And then the son said, no problem. I don't have to. Oh no. He give permission, doctor, and he needed cut the leg. And then he cut the leg. And after cut the leg, then he had lost the walking difficulty. Then he recognized, oh, this is difficult. Man, leg cut. Then I have difficult. And before he lost the complaint against his father, and then he said, oh, I didn't give complaint to my father because this is my fault. I give permission. And then he less argue with the father. Because he found a man cause he did a decision. He did decision to keep. It's funny. Maybe we were young, we don't understand suffering or difficulty, sometimes like that. And another story, one father, and he all the time he has uh, 3 children in Tibet, 1960 and 4, 5, 6, something like that. I met this father. One time we had some dinner. Tibet people lots potluck, bring gathering together, lots of social. And one time this man, he told his story, and his son, bigger son, married. He has 2 children, and he bring half bread in the half bread, big, in the pot bread like that, and he bring half bread, and father's laughing, oh, the laughing father. He was laughing, and I asked, why you laughing? And he said, well, he was young, he gave me complaint, and he all the time gave me complaint. And he said, why, father, you not taking full bread in the party? Why you not taking all the time? You taking half bread. You know why you not taking full bread in the party? And father said, if you grow up, you're married, you're children, then you understand. And father said, father, now you understand how do you bring here bread half, because he need half bread next morning for children breakfast. Because then he recognized like that. This is nice story. If you don't have experience all the time, give complaint at the people. If you have experience exactly go same same path, isn't it? Sometimes it's easy to judgment other people or your parents give complaint. If you this level or situation, maybe you more worse to your family, isn't it? Therefore, this is very good to meditation, cause condition. Less plan other people, less judging other people, looking your inside mind. That day, 평양 당보디 내주 채로 당거 말했어요. 내주 수수응원의 채로 삼바디 채로 당거 말했어요.
So this is the first benefit: is you don't make things bigger than they ordinarily are. You don't make the situation bigger than it needs to.
And 학과도 아니 수수예 미드죠. 아니 수수라 편도 심보여 봐. 하고 아니 뭐 학과도스나 가라.
Impute.
아,
Impute?
임표스나
like,
말에 대 말에. 학과도
yeah, this is impute, but it's like pile on top, you could say. This is more literally pile on top.
가르스나 아니 주중 안주 수수 칠의 미디 수수라 편도당 수수라 가족의 편도장 대화 가져요 와디 무엇인 두고요 말. 다디 곰디 잡이나 디 무엇인 그런.
Right. So, we don't, the actual connection we have with people and the actual, the genuine relationship we don't actually recognize, right? So we can only understand this through meditation. If we meditate on it and contemplate it, then we can understand.
직들이 니네 디 곰디하고 잡이나 loneliness 춘리 말다.
Yeah. So also, if you really understand this, then you won't have loneliness.
Because you understood.
Yeah, understood.
Understood how many do you have connection people, 와 미카즈 수술을 대화해 봐.
Right.
하고 수술 대화해 하고나 아니 직볼 하고 처리합니다.
Yeah, and so if you understood how much connection or how connected you were with all the people around you, then you would never feel lonely.
그래서 loneliness 셈 수술 삼로단단 선조를 수술 셈 삼로단단
This loneliness is something that you've created with your mind, right? It's something you've generated with your mind.
제가 아니 셈이 남도 왕게 미직 약보 두자사 수술 셈나네 선조 맞아. 미디 야부도 두자 때즈 펜터는 야부도를 때즈 내버게네 두자도라고 그래. 대 금전이 당게나 아니 다 정말 야구이나 야구래 두자나 두자래. 상미 정부 펜도 제월 당가요 말은 내버게월 당가요 말에.
Right.
제가 금전이 야구제 이거 말하고.
So this idea of this person's good or bad is basically something we've just created. Like they do some small nice thing to you, then they're such a good person, or they do some small harm to you, and you think, oh, they're a terrible person. But actually, when we look at people, all people have done countless positive actions and countless negative actions, right? Or countless good things and countless harm. So you deciding they're a good or a bad person based on one or two small things they've done is not,
다 이건 단도 준제 삼단도 왜나 아니 수수 동에다 강에 전부된데 요나 아니 준제다 랜데인데 삼로야 우제베이나 아니 동에 청바디 수수 삼라 야고 총수 따다래 그래서 나라 레 녜베 되부지 미송 레 녜베 되부지 차송 삼제 수수라 강에 정어디 수수 삼라 단도 심나라 디지요야 가오요야 다저도 로종 그냥네 체 투보지 저 삼라탄도 용으로 단단하서 용두고 말데 삼라탄 근데 요르다.
So when you really have a very strong understanding of cause and effect and karma, then whenever you experience suffering or difficulties, then you can feel very happy because it means that you've exhausted a previous negative karma. Ordinary people, they can't really think like this, but those who've really done a lot of mind training and can actually see things in this way.
윤제직 테레 윤제니바디 캐시 와 녜강에디 나 겨워치마 다 겨워치마 겨워 가르랭게 하고 말하면 되와 미겨랭게 미겨랭은 어디래 다 미겨랭네야 미다 낭미 독자와 코육 독자한테 나 겨워랭은 가지고 와 단다도 봐 도와 베나 가지 롱바도 저batsu 베 속주 레체사 텐데나라 미겨워질렘베이나 가지고 텐데나라 동해로 tö버 냐지 데로 텐데질 겨울렘 텐데직나라 동해 정보이나 다 삼로 단단도 요마르베 동해가나 동해에서 야께 온드네 라과르멘데 텐데 땅나 다 가지고 그래 와가도 밀리게나 가야미도 밀리게베이네 겨워치마데 다 단단가는 밀 딜랑도 상다에도 나도 단다 딜라 삼로다에도 내단 딜라 야고도 하고 스스데 베 가서그래 디베 동해디 세야기 탑람도가 맞을러와 제가 디 인디상걸라 동해 여바디 야고총으로 단다 세야기 탑람도가 맞을러와
Right. So it's very good to think about this reasoning and where, like we're going to take rebirth, but we're not really sure where we're going to be born. And, so we can say that being born as a human can be a good situation, but it can also be like a bad situation, right? Like there's many places in this world where they have incredible difficulties. If you're born in a bad family, a bad situation, you can get caught up in all sorts of negative, like if you're in a war-struck zone, you can get caught up in all sorts of negativity and killing and so forth. So the kind of situation we have now, where not only do we have peace and all of these things, but also we have this opportunity to develop our understanding and clear away all our, difficulties and problems and suffering and so forth.
아니 단도 둔돌을 깨월렘에 있나다 다 딜레장도 그래 둔돌러와 아니말 깨월렘에 있나다 레 냐오다 이다 레 파케시 둔돌을 깨월렘에 있나 아니 고나베 있나 가 고나도 라요 말에 로와 수수가 아니 카곰나 가 카곰도 라요 말에 차나 자그도다 그지 깨점나 미드도 하고 말에 로와 아니 다 제가 이 둔돌된라 동해 중부이나 동해서야 돼 탈란 민도 제가 먼저 미된라 동해 중화돼 먼저 세야게 탑란도가 딘자다 야고르다 동해 총한테 야고르.
So for example, if you're born as an animal, right, like, and you even if you have a headache, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't say you've got a headache. You can't. Not only can you not do anything, you can't even talk to anybody about it, right? So as human beings, we have this opportunity now, like whatever difficulties and sufferings we have, we actually have the potential or the situation where we can work with those and clear them away. So being a human being has many advantages.
알아서 루덴데 먼저 루덴데 뭐네게 5스타래 와 먼저 단데 5스타나 대기래 양자 5스타 신다지라야 배전체 버려.
Right.
They appreciate sure.
So, we've got this kind of 5-star human rebirth now, right? And so we want to kind of not move into some crappy motel next life, but rather get another 5-star human.
Yeah, the 가자 인지 틀려요. 로기 아니 장원부 배조 장원부 동그래서 로기와 sheep 가서 adapted grass 가서 green 가서 지라죠.
You see green grass, yeah.
No, sheep and the
bluegrass.
인지게 되기와 거야. 로기 가도이나 배조 자데 장구 동그래라죠. 이거래 하고요.
There's apparently an English phrase about the sheep seeing the green grass.
Yeah,
like the grass is always greener. No.
Yeah, sheep all the same grass, other paddock,
The grass is always greener. Yeah.
Oh, dear. 먼저 dire, 먼저 simulate dire. 나랑도 다가나래.
Right.
먼저 미디 수수게 디 파스트라드 샤제 미신다 갈루데 딜레 닝제와제 러시나 딜레 야가제 러시나 딜레 깜바제 러시나.
Yeah, so even though we have this really positive 5-star human rebirth, we always want something, more beautiful or more this or that, right? Younger and more awesome than what we have now.
나랑도 닝제오래. 수수 닝제오 나야고 인텐 약셔래.
Actually, we're already pretty beautiful. And, we should appreciate ourselves more.
셈나라 수수 가오다 닝제오래.
Right. So if you're beautiful in the mind, have joy and beauty in your mind, then you're beautiful.
If your mind is happy, more relaxed, you see everyone beauty and everything perfect. Your mind is a little bit, then everything is a little bit, amazing, isn't it? Same object, see different, 제가 same day, 촉시에 가는 시 same 마 준대가 상무대 땅 공장, 다 딜레라우도와. 가도이나 네 제공세로 와. 디주디네 데브딜레디네 디총르디디네 삼탄토베이나 아니 칼레칼레다 데브줄레딘디 유세아디 데브딘 차셰딘다 디네 좀 두수디 딘종이 고된디 야고시니베이나 아니 동반이 고된다 다다 동이 고면 다다래. 다 동이 고엘레나 아니 먼저 셈나라 나와샤와디 아니 다 민도사 나와샤와디 당고이니 줄로가리샤 삼탄토베이나 아 먼저게 차시된다 짐바망고 지 란슈기 가드라 용고요라 단당아서디 용투고요 뭐 가서 나가서 나와딘 진샤고로 나와디 마지나 아도 강에디 요마레 나와디 지나 아도 강에디 용고요다.
Right. So if we really understand, we need to contemplate this law of this cause and effect and this dependent arising a lot. Because the more we understand this, the less we have this grasping. Because what happens is this appearance that arises to our mind of existing for its own side and so forth, we grasp onto that as reality, right? We grasp onto this appearance, and that's where the problem occurs. It's when we grasp onto it. That's when the real difficulties and problems occur.
Sometimes simple example, some people say, oh, blah, 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 or, Sandra or other people or your friend or national or New Zealander or Narsen or, some blah, blah, blah. Some people like talking negative, said, and you heard this negative. Holding, nothing affect your mind, right? If you're holding, and then you did negative give you effect, then you have some hesitated, and then mind is not really happy, coming like this. You're holding. Exactly, all the time talking you this example. I think example makes very clear your understanding this subject. In the cup, there's some pausing. We see this pausing in the cup, and then we not drinking this poison and nothing give effect to our mind, right? If we're drinking this poison and then we have lots of problems, beginning pain, then maybe died, like that. Exactly similar this fear or fear. Now shower the mazina 강해요 말.
Right.
Now shower the zina and 강해요 됐다.
If we don't grasp at the appearance, then it doesn't cause the problems. But if we grasp at this appearance, that's when the problems occur.
그러니까 빼대 삼로 당보다 하나야고요. 빼대. 빼대 삼나시. 응? 빼대 삼다. 아니 간단히라 수수 미신다지기 블라블라 랍스나나 샤슈. 아니 수수 셈라 야자마제 제도고 말. 되네. 아니 딘데지 미숨 아니 도도 아니 수수 셈라 라와요.
Right. So if you think about these examples and think about these things many, many times, then when like somebody says something to you that we don't like, our mind, if we familiarize ourselves, then our mind won't react to it. And the more you familiarize yourself with these things, then the more you start to have control over your mind.
자, 먼저 단다 라완로 요 말에. 미신다게 찍랍스는 디질라 주도. 신다 찍랍스는 대주. 아니 라완 요 말다.
So at the moment, we don't have any control over our minds, right? If somebody says this, then our mind goes over there. Somebody says this, then our mind goes over there, and so forth, right? So it just goes back and forth like this. So we need to make our mind like a mountain. Yeah, so our mind's like paper at the moment. A little bit of wind, it goes this way and then that way and blah, blah, blah. So the book's a little bit more stable. Yeah, the cup's a bit more stable again. A mountain's pretty stable. So we want to try and make our mind like a mountain.
Oh yeah, that is. Do you have question? Yeah.
So the Kunong the Simpson. Sorry. So in the motivation we talked about only benefiting others, but shouldn't the motivation be to benefit ourselves as well as others? So the Kunong nang na the Simpson Shin Kona, Pembare, Rang Pembamare. So December nanzo yang pembache, right? So tangshen pembache, this zamaya wudu kandi ho.
Dadi zodiri da wanli sa di gyumzi nyi yore chikdila rawa mewe expectation la ro.
Right.
Niwa de da rangjinzi ma ro ya she de rangjinzi. Rangjinzi ma ya che de ne wanli benefit adala ya de dang ane expectation ma ya che de di nyi ki ganzo kange changma di nyi so go ro na de ba che go ro tangma so yo ro.
Right. So the reason we talk about only benefiting others, well, there's two reasons. The first is that it means that whatever we do is without expectation. So that's the first. And then the second one is that if we think in that way, it reduces our or it eliminates the self-cherishing. And this expectation and self-cherishing is the source of much suffering and problems.
Da mi shen la pendo che du ene nyamne chigi lamna da digo. Mi shen la pendo che du nga nyamne chigi lamna de digo.
So if I practice in order to benefit others, thinking like that is okay.
Da ganda ran.
So all right.
Ranji mago do ranji.
So the reason for this is thinking I will practice to benefit others means that we really don't want the self-cherishing in there.
만한저 네 랑진지디 다 라니진지 그거 군지고 만한지지 연대 군지 시세들어 다 만한저 대화되라 대화 매버체 동해만고 영야데 가르서나 가도이나베 랑진지 짠냐 삼담 인자나 안도 동해 연구였다 되래.
Right. So yeah, because we're always thinking about the self-cherishing, this is the source of all sufferings and problems. Like all our sufferings and difficulties and problems arise because of self-cherishing. So I think the verse goes, all of the problems, difficulties, and sufferings arise because of self-cherishing, and all of the qualities arise from shinjin, right? Arise from cherishing others.
제가 이제 꾸론데 데스 가고 요래 말한서 지조디 나라 전도 랍드네 제 란진디 랍고요라. 그러면서 랍드나네 란진디 당 아제 랍고요라네. 다 란진디 지요 말라나 삼로데 가고요 낭배쳐나라 타과데 태과 준비쳐나라 뱃디 말한서 팅두기 럽존 대단데 뱃 로가라.
Right.
팅두기 럽존나라 란진지 ngaje 우리 딸 랍고요다 친주간에 랍고요라.
So I mean, it's difficult to fully accept this for us because we're, in our secular education, and we're raised thinking that we should, with this attitude of self-cherishing, that we should win and we should achieve and we should and so forth. Right now, to the Mahayana Buddhist view of saying no, you shouldn't do that, you should only cherish others, is completely the opposite. Like the super opposite of what we've been taught.
The super opposite.
Super opposite. That's bad logger is now super opposite. Don't go and send this into any translation organizations, but for Chandrakirti, this is how we're going to translate it.
아디래. 그다음에 이나달로 콤bat 채널도 갈래갈래 연구라.
Yeah. So, but if we familiarize ourselves with it, then slowly we can come to terms with this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I identified correctly the presentation of the just list the 3 points.
This one, what are the 3 points for designations for dependent arising? So this one, the topa, the tendra, the sum. Tendra sum.
균제기 텐데스야지. 딜러기.
No. The ringwa chongwa gogire. 그런 topa tang.
temba.
Yeah.
알레 오레. 디레. 텐도 테스um 세야디라. 베나디레. 테발라야디. 테바세야디. 먼저 귤라티네 규망골라 테네. 네 되부용고도. 테발라야디레. 규조 장산 중나 규디에 우파주 테스나나 규데 파주 라야고 트스나나 아니 데부디 용고도 이 테바세 테바라 아니 되발라데 가르스나 다 링볼라데네 통월라데네 링보 파릴라데네 추리 네 약골라데네 도자데 파주 되바레 되바 찔러지 되네 두바데
Right.
다 땜버서야 돼. 아니 차실을 땜버 민경 다유섬지 땜버서 다 돼. 땜도 최선도 시고라.
Okay. So there's connection, reliance, and dependence. Okay, so when we say the connected is meant like for anything to come about, it's a connection of many like things coming together, many causes and conditions, and all these things coming together, right? When we talk about reliance, it's basically a comparative thing. So in order to have long, you need to have short, and so forth, right? And then dependence is like from causes and conditions coming together. For every result, it must have a cause, and so forth. So these are the three.
be travel did good travel and the deputy travel said Bena example of Shana Medogi Chudan Ludan Sun Samotena and Medo game with travel the travel. Travel said travel.
Oh.
Travel.
Travel matter. Okay.
Tuba.
It's more like tepa, like
Travel tuba.
To meet, meeting, right? Meet is more. It's like connection. No, it's like more like meet. I thought he was saying connection, but it's more like meet. So many things meet.
For example,
to produce a flower.
For example, flower, seed, water, this meet together. Then flower can get it.
Yeah. So, I mean, connection's not wrong, but meet is a better translation, right? A better meaning.
And the net, double idea, this one, put on two sides, this one.
And to rely is obvious. Short relies on long, and so forth.
Then to temper side, chashela deneta. Ming part, mingla deneta.
Dependence, means that, by many parts, a thing arising depends on many comes about through a collection of its parts, so it arises in dependence on its parts. So we use the example of a car, which through its many parts it comes about. So, we need to meditate a bit more on this. Like the more we meditate on it and familiarize ourselves with it, the clearer and clearer it will become.
Oh yeah, that is
So we'll stop here.